from the studios of Canton High School, it's Focus on Football with Ben Aronson and Matt Martin.
Alright, welcome back to Focus on Football. We have a Week 14 recap. Matt wrote on the board for me this week, so I didn't get it wrong. Pretty exciting week in the NFL.
Yeah.
Some great games throughout the league, some great plays from teams that we don't usually expect it from, but we'll get right into it.
This was a fun week.
We already talked about the Thursday night game between the Titans and the Jaguars. So, Matt, first game from Sunday.
Start with New Orleans, Tampa Bay. We both picked this game correctly. New Orleans didn't look great this game.
It looked like they were going to lose until the fourth quarter.
Taysom Hill had a block punch really changed their
Taysom Hill I don't get him. What position is he?
Quarterback?
But he also plays special teams, and you see him in a tight end sometimes. I don't know.
Tampa Bay kind of sat on the ball. Yeah, that's what teams like that do.
They were up. It was only like 14 to like 3,
and then New Orleans kind of took control.
Yeah.
New Orleans needed to win this game, especially with what else happened in the NFC on Sunday. So New Orleans 1 seed to lose now.
Yeah, because that's a big loss. We'll get into that later. But the Rams losing to Chicago opens up the 1 seed for New Orleans. But this game kind of shows us the potential that Tampa Bay has.
Yeah.
They have a future.
They have what? Are they 5-7?
No, they're 5-8 now without loss. I'm pretty sure.
5-8, yeah. They can play good teams tight.
Will Dirk Cotter be fired?
No.
He won't be fired.
Actually, he. It depends how they finish. Like if they finish 8-8, he'll stay.
Yeah, if they finish 7-9, maybe he'll say 6-10 now, 5-11 now. But next game. Me and Matt talked about this, and we both predicted that Joe Philbin would be the next head coach of the Green Bay Packers.
He's lying to you. I did not predict that.
They did a pretty good job, though. They beat the Falcons. The Falcons sucked.
People were questioning him because the first round of the game, Julio Jones had 2 catches on the sideline.
Julio Jones had a monster. He had a red zone touchdown. Good for you, Julio.
He had 2. Did you see the 2 catches that?
The beginning of the game?
Yeah. Honestly,
2 catches at 47 yards.
Honestly, they weren't catches. I think, in my opinion, they weren't catches, but maybe they weren't. They were inclusive, but it was more Philbin saying, "I believe in you guys. I have faith in you guys," and the players. That's what they thought of it when people were interviewed after the game, and I thought it was a good sign by him saying, "I'm going to ride with you guys." Like he was showing the players that he cared, and they played a good game. Defense looked good. Bashad Bruno had a nice pick 6. Rodgers looked good. He looked a little rejuvenated.
Just interesting to see how the Packers not go into Atlanta, but play Atlanta and get an easy win. But they go the week before, Mike McCarthy's that good, so they can't get a win in Arizona.
Home versus Arizona.
Home versus Arizona, even worse. It's just interesting to watch the evolution of that team. But
it just feels like the guys gave up on McCarthy.
Devontae Adams is a top 5 wide receiver in this league easily.
No doubt.
Maybe top 3. He had a huge week. Atlanta's struggling. They need to figure it out in the offseason. They need to get healthy, and they need to figure out this offense. And I think they got to move on without Steve Sarkisian.
1-0 bold predictions. I said Green Bay by more than a touchdown. Or more than 10. I don't know. Either way. Are you going to move you?
I don't even want to talk about this game.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to you Patriots fans.
I'm going to talk about the good takeaways first. Patriots offense was really good.
Yeah, but you played Miami.
Yeah. Miami.
But offensive look good. That's the one thing about the Patriots this year. As their defense is pretty poor. They can always stop the run. But Miami New England can move the ball. Yeah. Brady looked good. And Brady was throwing some good passes.
See everyone get involved. Gronk was making some great catches. Gordon was getting involved. Sonny Michel got 60 yards in the ground.
It was like one of those games. I felt like this wasn't a game that they should have used Gronk.
They should have rested him.
Are we gonna?
It didn't matter anyways.
Sticking with Gronk. Head scratching decision. What is Bill Belichick doing? Putting peg-legged Rob Gronkowski out there, because if Tannehill was on one leg, he would have needed to throw a 70-yard pass for that Hail Mary for that to get to the end zone. Maybe a handful of quarterbacks in this league, and I'm not no expert to tell you that Ryan Tannehill can't make that throw. Terrible play.
You look at this game and you say, okay, the Patriots offense is improved. They're back to what they're usually at. But then you look at it and you say, you got to fix the defense if they're going to make a run in the playoffs. And
It had all the makings. You see Patriots lose games, and it just had the makings of it. It's like Gostkowski misses a kick.
Gostkowski.
This was like lucky breaks.
Extra
Brady
point.
had that blunder before half where he didn't realize they didn't have a timeout. It's alright, it happens, but like just little things like this that always go together when the Patriots lose a game. It takes weird bounces for them to lose games.
But it's crazy because usually the strength of this New England team, not the strength, but a common strength is always special teams. New England always has great special teams. They just couldn't get it done.
Yeah.
This game doesn't really bother me. It does bother me that the fact that if it would have bothered me more if Kansas City lost and the Patriots could have claimed the 1 seed, but now it's just on to Pittsburgh. They beat Pittsburgh, they get the 2 seed.
That Pittsburgh game is huge.
Yeah, but moving on right into that game, great segue.
This game was really
This game was
really
actually
fun.
very good.
Hey, Patrick Mahomes with some tremendous individual plays. That
no look pass.
they don't look past.
I don't.
That fourth
have
down.
you seen that in football?
No.
That was insane.
That fourth down pass to Tyreek Hill, running
Tyreek
around
Hill
and
had a
launching
nice
it.
game,
That
too.
was he played great. The Baltimore offense is so interesting.
Spencer Ware had a good game too.
Spencer Ware did have a good
In
game.
place of Kareem Hunt.
It's just interesting how Baltimore. You just look at how they practice and like the offense they're running, and you think, how can teams not stop this? And they come out and they
They have a great offensive line. Lamar Jackson played a very good game. Obviously, he's never going to throw the ball a lot.
with about 5 minutes left in the 1 o'clock games, it was shaping up for the bounce that happens when it's like, oh, New England gets the 1 seed.
Yeah.
It was a close game versus Miami. You thought they were going to run it out, and then Baltimore was driving. This game should have ended in regulation if Butker hits that kick.
Yeah. But go
Casey
to
Locks-
City
Casey locks up the 1 seed.
unless they lose to the Seahawks and the
Chargers.
Chargers, which is possible.
Yeah, the pass.
Probably won't happen, but it's possible. But I don't
If
even
the
know.
pass drop the game versus Pittsburgh, no matter what
Yeah.
Casey does, it's
Yeah, New England might not even get a first round bye. But look at that, Matt's team.
Why did I pick
We
against them?
we both agreed that Houston was going to win this game. It ended up being a really good game.
I didn't think. I gotta say, when we picked this game, we both didn't think T.Y. Hilton would play.
And it was coming off a week that the Colts offense put up 0
0
points. But
Against an honestly worse defense.
Houston's not that good. Houston's always like this fake contender every single year.
I
but-
mean, they're alright.
It was a good game to watch.
They could get a 2 seed.
Yeah, they could get the 2
They're not much worse than the Patriots. The Patriots are not a good team.
Patriots beat Houston. Like,
In
handily.
week 1.
True, but
You know what else happened in week 1? Let's just go. The Packers beat the Bears in week 1.
shouldn't have though.
Week. The Eagles beat the Falcons. That's alright. The Bucks beat the Saints in week 1. So many week 1. The Bengals beat the Colts in week 1. Browns and Steelers tied. Broncos beat the Seahawks. Panthers beat the Cowboys. Week 1 was head scratching. I don't think we need to.
No, I thought it was the Raiders.
The Jets smoked the Lions. Week 1 was an interesting week. Far different from now. Hey, they're a better team. New England's better than Houston, but
Yeah.
they can like the defense.
It goes Kansas City, New England, Pittsburgh, Houston. No, well I mean if you put the Chargers in that, I think the Chargers are 3.
I think Chargers are the only complete team in the AFC.
Yeah. Both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
But they're not great up, like, you know what I mean? They're just above average at both. They're above average at both defense and offense.
With Joey Bosa, that defense is scary, and their offense has been very good.
Yeah, but you look at this and you say New England's offense, you can say New England and Kansas City's offense are very good, if not great. Kansas City obviously being better than New England.
But the Chargers offense isn't too far behind.
Yeah, not too far
But
behind.
the Chargers
That's
defense,
what I'm saying.
Chargers defense is leaps and bounds better than those
Yeah,
two, I think.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, you see these and you're like, okay, they have great offenses. Then you look at the Chargers and you say they have a very good offense, and then within the defense is the separator between those two teams. But going
Carolina
to
and
Indianapolis.
Cleveland.
Oh my God, Carolina sucks.
I don't
get
get
NFL.
so.
I don't get this fall off. We almost locked them in. They were 6-2. They're now 6-7.
Well, it was 26-20. There were about 3 minutes left, and they had like a first and goal from the 4. Their red zone percentage, like success rate on runs with Cam Newton, has been like 100%. With Christian McCaffrey, it's been 86%. And they run 4 plays, and they don't give it to them one time. Not one Cam Newton run or Christian McCaffrey run. That is just terrible.
The weakness of this Browns team all year has been their run defense, which is very questionable why we wouldn't run the ball. But we we
So much
as
harder.
NFL fans, we have to appreciate the fact that the Cleveland Browns are finally good.
It's almost like Carolina might miss the playoffs.
Oh, they are. I think they will.
They have New
The
Orleans
Saints twice, and they're 6-7.
next week is, imagine this. If I told you when they were 6-2, if I said the Monday night game for the Saints, if I said what is that game gonna mean, I might have said winner could take the division because they were 6-2 and New Orleans were 7-1.
I don't think this. I think the Panthers are done. They're 6-7.
Now this game is win or go home.
Yeah, and I think the Saints are playing for the 1 seed. They're gonna play. They want the playoffs
need
to
the
go
1
through the
seed.
Superdome. They want the playoffs to go through the Superdome. So, could we see Carolina get knocked out of the playoffs this week?
As a Green Bay fan,
You like this?
beautiful.
Philly's out.
Beautiful.
Philly's out.
Beautiful. It was amazing.
Um,
This was tough because this was it's fine. It's fine.
what's the Vikings schedule next week? Who do they play?
So right now, the NFC playoff picture has Seattle 8-5 with a wild card. That's locked up. They're the 5 seed. Minnesota 6-1 is the 6 seed, and then 6-7 Carolina, 6-7 Philly, 6-7 Washington. Washington is done.
Yeah.
Philly is 6-7 at the Rams, home for the Texans, at the Redskins. They are done.
Yeah.
So Sunday night in the second you lose 8 games, you're done.
Yeah.
I think. They're probably losing more. Carolina has home for the Saints, home for the Falcons, and then at the Saints. There is no way they go 3-0 in those 3 games.
No.
Minnesota needs to lose 2 games for Green Bay.
They'll beat the Dolphins. I think the Vikings will win these 2. Lose that.
For Minnesota to miss the playoffs, they would need for Green Bay to make the playoffs. They need Minnesota to lose 2 of home for the Dolphins, at the Lions, home for the
It's
Bears,
possible with this offense.
and then Green Bay's got
Green Bay needs to win out.
they got at the Bears. That's a tough one. I like the fact that Chicago won this game though. That makes me feel better about that game. Makes me feel a lot better.
Why?
They're a young team. Could be a letdown spot for them. If they live,
Oh, like they're going into this game thinking like, oh, like
If
if
they-
the Rams now we're playing the Packers.
if they lose that game versus LA, they're 8-5 and so is Dallas, and that 3 seed is very important because neither Dallas or Chicago wants to play Seattle in the first round.
It's true.
So I think now it's like they
All right, well let's get into that Dallas game. Big win for the Cowboys. Exciting football all weekend. That was an exciting game.
Philly was not look good in this game. Dallas
Philly
defense.
just doesn't have a quarterback.
The Dallas defense looked very good.
That's why it allows
A
my
quarterback.
corner.
I
I'm
was
sick,
gonna
so
say.
you can't hear me. Philly doesn't have a good cornerback.
Mark Cooper went
Mark Cooper went off.
off.
That trade looks great now. John Gruden still looks like an idiot.
John Gruden has single-handedly taken Dallas out of playoff, taken the Oakland out of playoff contention, and put Chicago and Dallas into playoff contention.
Yep.
Good for you, John Gruden. Good for you.
And while at the same time he just picked a bunch of crappy picks. It's gonna be like in 20 range. It's gonna be 25, 26. Stupid. So stupid.
Silly,
both
silly little
Both
boy you
these
are,
teams
John
are only
Gruden.
gonna probably get better. Maybe not them. Chicago's just gonna get better with time.
We look at this team that has been playing so good, playing great football, running the ball, with explosiveness with Amari Cooper. The defenses are great. This game, Dallas has a chance for the 3 seed. And then we segue to a team that... What's going on?
They've lost 2 straight. Right? 3 or 2? 2 straight? 3 straight?
Too many straight. The decision to not put Ben Roethlisberger back in the game. You know what? Do you know what Mike Tomlin said was the reason that they didn't put Big Ben back in?
What?
Was because they were in a rhythm with Josh Dobbs. The 4 drives with him was punt, turnover on downs, interception, punt. How much of a rhythm could you have been in? That is the 4 drives you do. The Patriots lose on a miracle.
That would propel Pittsburgh.
A
into-
miracle. New England's now 9-4. If Pittsburgh wins this game, they are 8-4-1. And they
Well, what's
played
Pittsburgh's record right now?
7-5-1.
Oh, but that had to have. So then Pittsburgh.
And now they then they play New England. It has all the makings for
And
a
Pittsburgh too.
Pittsburgh 2 seed. what is the one thing that Pittsburgh cannot do in the playoffs? Win on the road at New England. And what would this win have gotten them a good chance of?
Home versus New
Home
England.
versus New England, which is a good game for them. They should have won last year, home versus New England. And you lay a egg against Oakland.
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 It's not like a. It's not, like a Baltimore or like even a Cleveland. It's Oakland.
Because Josh Jacobs is in a rhythm.
And then Chris Boswell.
Come on,
Chris Boswell
it's a rhythm.
falls on a game tying field goal.
They shouldn't even been in that situation.
Yeah.
He's in a rhythm. Huh?
Josh Dobbs.
I could have done better than Josh
Where did
Dobbs.
Josh Dobbs in football? Tennessee? College football?
Tennessee, yeah.
Tennessee.
Punt, turnover and downs, interception, punt. How much worse of a rhythm could I have gotten the team in? How much worse of a rhythm could I have done? Realistically, I can hand the ball off 3 times,
You can just take a sack too to hold on to the ball.
and we punt. Say 4 punts. I could punt it 4 times, and I still do better than Josh Dobbs because I don't throw a pick. Pitiful, embarrassing. Chicago. No. I want to save this game. Let's go to this game. Denver. I don't know. Did you scout? Did they?
All they do is throw to Greg Kittle. That's their only weapon on offense.
George Kittle. Don't disrespect him. Did they
Greg-
scout?
Who's Greg Kittle?
There is no Greg Kittle. There's Greg Little, the guy.
Greg Little. That's what I did.
The guy
on the Browns.
The guy who checked his phone with Josh Gordon in the locker room.
Was he on the Browns?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. George Kittle. Sorry.
Yeah. Did they scout at all?
I don't know. Well, I mean, after the second half, he didn't get another catch, but
Was there any type of scout? Yeah. San Francisco would just sat on the ball second half because they already had 215 yards for George Kittle. It was baffling. You have that defense
C.J. Beathard
for a team
might have
trying.
just claimed his spot as MVP.
CJ Beathard.
Nick Mullins. Oh, sorry, I didn't even mean C.J. Beathard. Jesus.
For a team pushing for a playoff position,
Denver could have made it.
there is no explicable
And they've
reason
been playing good all
that
week.
you can lose this game.
They've been playing good the last 3 weeks.
This is unexcusable.
They were on a 3-game win streak. They beat the Chargers.
Vance Joseph is not having the time of his life now.
Oh, yeah. Well, he was. He thought he was going to keep his job. No, he's gone. He's gone.
I don't even know.
He's
And
gone. He's gone.
they turn over on downs. They kick.
San Francisco, good win.
Terrible.
Will Nick Mullins start when Jimmy Garoppolo comes back?
George Kittle played great. I mean, you scout them, and then you have nothing. They have Jeff Wilson Jr. starting at running back. Goodwin's first game back. He had like 20 snaps. Pettis is a pretty good young guy, but all they have is George Kittle.
And he goes,
Just kept running crossing routes. Them just like, ooh, a crossing route.
what is that? But, end of the Vance Joseph era in Denver.
I can't believe that the
Which game do you want to go to?
primetime games only combined for like 50 points. The two of
They're
them.
horrible. This game sucked.
That game was
Let's get into this one first. Rams playing in Chicago.
I haven't heard too many of them, but I'm already exhausted of the incoming Jared Goff can't play in cold weather takes. Just stop them now. It's
I'm also
not
tired
true.
of the Chicago Bears defense can stop anyone.
Everyone's like, oh, 4 picks on the road because he's playing in the cold. He was misreading zones because he's in the cold. No, he misread zones. He didn't misread zones. He threw these 4 picks because Chicago has the best defense in the league with a tremendous scheme. They run a lot of zone where on the near side of the field, so like you can it can be a snap in the middle, but like between the hash marks, it'd be all the way to the right. On the tight side of the field, they'll go 1-on-1. They'll put their corner on the wide receiver, and then the rest, it'll be like a cover 6 zone. So they do some zone with a little bit of man, and that's a difficult scheme. That's a pretty complicated scheme, intricate scheme that Vic Fangio runs, and it's paid dividends. 4 interceptions, got something in his foot for one of them. They played
They
really
didn't have a
good.
lot of time either. The Chicago Bears defense
They
was
got
all
after
over
him.
Yeah.
They hit Khalil Mack and Akeem Hicks in his face all night. Bravo, Vic Fangio. Great job by you. The Rams are going to be fine.
Yeah, just a tough.
Chicago looked good. Chicago, I want you to be very high and excited off this win. This was a great win, and then come in and lay an egg against Mr. Rogers. But no, Chicago played great. Mitch Trubisky did not look good,
But he got the job done.
First game back from injury. There's a stat. It was like passer ratings versus the Rams. It was like Aaron Rodgers like 105, like a lot. I'm I'm not going to be able to find it, but if you use a list of the quarterbacks they played, it was a bunch of, like, the quarterbacks they played, their pass rating was, like, over 100, and it was all lost. It was, like, Aaron Rodgers, 105, lost. Patrick Mahomes, like, 113, lost. Russell Wilson, 98, and, like, 110, lost. Mitch Trubisky, 33, win. It's a team game. Doesn't come down to
The
that.
Rams defense did look really good though.
Yeah.
Obviously Mitchell Trubisky had a tough game, but
A lot of untimely turnovers for the Rams.
yeah. Well, I mean, every time you have 4 picks, it's gonna be tough to win any game. But it's just like bad because like obviously you see that Jared Goff had 4 interceptions, but Chicago only didn't even put up that many points. They put up 15 points. He didn't get any points out of those turnovers. But last game of the week.
This
Last
game,
night, this game was so bad.
I can take. There's like
It was 6-0 going into the fourth quarter.
there's rarely a game you could give me that I won't enjoy watching, and I honestly didn't really. You know what? No, I did enjoy watching this game. It was quite a bad game, but I enjoyed it. Most.
If I told you that this game would be more fun to watch than this game,
I would be
you punch me in the throat.
I'd be extremely upset and hurt on the inside.
And you punch me in the throat.
Yeah. We talk about boneheaded decisions by good quarterbacks.
Kirk Cousins. Alright, where are you going with this?
Oh, just wait. It was just a big thing this week. I mean, Brady had that little boneheaded thing. So who else was winning these games? Cam Newton threw a bad pick.
Jared Goff at 4.
This game,
Keeping Josh Dobbs in at quarterback.
right before half, it's 3-0. 15 seconds left. So I'm guessing you didn't see it.
Third quarter, second quarter.
Second quarter, right before
Yeah,
the
I saw
half. 15, the interception. 15 seconds left. Shotgun snap. Wilson running away from his life. You gotta launch that ball out of the end zone right as the pressure's coming to you. He runs around and a hand gets on him, and he just tries to toss it to the sideline. It's like 10 yards short of the sideline, and it's picked off. Russell.
What are you doing, bud?
Russell. Seattle defense looked great.
No.
Minnesota is not a good team. Kirk Cousins' record going back to last season versus teams coming in
for you,
teams coming in with a winning record. 0-7-1. That one tie coming against Aaron Rodgers in a game that Green Bay should have won.
I have another stat for you about Kirk Cousins. He has the worst record on Monday Night Football. He's 0-7 in his career. Just saw that, and I saw that.
Really?
And then he is 4-24 against teams that have a over 500 record in his career now. 4-24. Yep.
Really?
On Bleacher Report. Just read it right before the show. Wait, it's loading.
I think it must have been. Because all I can think about is the year the Packers won the. Remember they went on that huge huge run. Yeah, they ran the table.
Yep.
Because the game before they went on the table, they had a brutal 42-24 loss against the Redskins, but it was Sunday night, not Monday night.
With the Vikings' loss to Seattle, Kirk Cousins' career record versus teams above 500 falls to 4-24. Jesus Christ, that's so bad.
You paid him all that money?
What is it, 94? 84? 84 million.
However, $4 million was too much. Wow. That's a lot of money to pay Kirk Cousins, who cannot win you big games. He did win the Packers game, but he got some help.
It's inconsistent.
This week was so fun.
Are we doing MVPs?
Yeah. Oh! Third bowl prediction. I went
Now
3-0 in bowl predictions
Now
this
we're
week.
3-0.
Go me.
Alright. My first MVP. Let me just get some stats for you. We already talked about him. Mari Cooper, welcome to the Dallas Cowboys. Another huge week. 10 receptions, 217 yards, and 3 touchdowns. That is absurd. Great job, Mari Cooper. Great trade for the Dallas Cowboys.
Patrick Mahomes played great. Vic Fangio is my number one MVP. Great scheme, great strategy coming to this game versus LA. Good for you, Vic. Good for you.
My next is Saquon Barkley. Giants blow Washington. Barkley puts up only has 14 carries, puts up 170 yards and a touchdown.
And he didn't play the second half.
Didn't play the second half.
I remember you talked about him last week. You were going to say him. But Derrick Henry, 17 carries, 238 yards, 4 touchdowns with a 99-yard run. boy Derek.
We already talked about him. I got his name wrong. George Kittle.
Oh yeah, he was one.
7 receptions, 210 yards, 1 touchdown in the first half. Just in the first half.
I almost remember I was gonna pick Devontae Adams for the bowl prediction.
Mm-hmm.
It was close. I said like 8 for 100 and a touchdown. He was 7 for 80 and a touchdown. My last bowl prediction. My last MVP. Kenyon Drake. No. Actually, I'm gonna do a duo. The Dolphins running backs. Brandon Bolden, 2 carries for 60 yards and 2 touchdowns. Kenyon Drake with the Miami Miracle.
I'm going to go back. My Week 13 MVP is Josh Rosen and the Arizona Cardinals.
Good. Let me hear it. Give it to me. Give it to me. I got McCarthy out of here.
I'm after Matt says that, I hope that Joe Philbin gets the Packers head coaching.
All right, my 5th MVP of the week, Ryan Tannehill. No, I'm just kidding. There's some good games next week.
We have some great. We can talk about them real quick. We won't
We'll
get
do
into
it.
them.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do a little bit.
We'll just say them. We'll just say them.
Well, no, we can just a little fun. Thursday night.
Chargers in Kansas City.
Who we gonna pick for this game?
I mean, it's in Kansas City, so I'm just gonna pick Kansas City for now. Gotta look into it more. Look at the injury report.
Yeah, I'll probably pick Kansas City, but this is gonna be a fun game.
Pittsburgh, New
almost said
England
it
will be
that
good.
2 Saturday night games too.
I hate the Saturday night games.
Texans at Jets, Browns at Broncos.
Both those games are horrible. Browns Broncos will be good.
Yeah.
Green Bay going into Chicago.
A-Rod time.
Dallas Indianapolis will be a good game.
Miami
Minnesota.
Minnesota is solely a good game for
It's
me.
a knockout game almost for both. Not for the Vikings, but it's a knockout game for the Dolphins.
For me at least, this game is very interesting because if Miami pulls off the upset, then Minnesota just needs to drop one. Just one versus the Lions.
Imagine if I told you this game, the Rams versus the Eagles. If I told you at the beginning of the season, that would be such a good Sunday night football game. Why are the Rams always playing on Sunday night?
Because they're the most fun team to watch in the top 3 fun team to watch in the NFL.
That's fair. Rams, Eagles will be...
What would you prefer, like Seahawks, Niners?
No, but like that's just like... I feel like they've always been on Sunday night.
Then we got Pat Steelers, Saints, Panthers.
It's a good week.
Week 16, we got 2 Saturday games too. I like looking ahead. Ravens, Chargers, Redskins, Titans. Those are 2 good games.
We can do a quick... I think we should do a quick coach's hot seat real quick.
I think we should maybe a little playoff talk.
A little playoff talk, a little coach's hot seat.
Oh, next week it's like Saints, Steelers, Chiefs, Seahawks. Monday night, Broncos, Raiders. I really hope that gets changed because that is a pitiful.
They can't change it.
They better change it, please.
All right, let's
Please.
do. We'll go through each AFC East division. We'll say playoffs or not, and then we'll say coaching fired or not. Sound good to you? All right, Patriots playoffs lock, coach
They
lock.
might fire him.
Yeah, they might lose Josh McDaniels. I don't know if they'll fire Bill Belichick. Maybe, I don't know.
Miami, Gase should be safe.
Miami. I don't think the Miami will make the playoffs. So
I-
Gase should be safe though.
Well, I don't know, because they got the Vikings and then they have Jags and Bills.
I don't think they'll make the playoffs.
I'll say no.
Bills, definitely not, already eliminated from playoffs.
They won't fire him.
They won't fire. Yeah, Sean McDermott's a pretty good coach. Bulls might get fired.
He will. I think he will.
Jets obviously not making the playoffs. Pittsburgh, they'll make the playoffs.
They won't fire him.
They might not win the division though.
Yeah.
If they lose to the Patriots, I can't
Yeah,
believe
the
it.
Saints too. That was me that time. Right?
If they if they lose to the Patriots, then Baltimore's only a game and a half back right now. So Baltimore wins.
Baltimore's got the tiebreak.
I think Pittsburgh and Baltimore both make the playoffs though.
Sadly, Colts. Come on.
Please. Cleveland. Greg Williams obviously is not going to be there long term. Won't make the playoffs. Bengals. They should fire Marvin Lewis. Will they? Probably not.
You think very thanks for that program. I respect you, Marv, but it's time to go.
Yeah.
Houston will not fire and they'll make the playoffs.
Yep.
Indy will not fire.
Might make the playoffs. It's going to come down to Indy and Baltimore.
Tennessee will not fire and they will not make the playoffs. Jacksonville,
Will not fire.
they might.
I don't think they'll fire
They won't make the playoffs though. KC will not fire. Will make playoffs. Chargers, lock and lock. Denver might fire.
Anthony Lynn's a good coach. We were roasting him at the beginning of the year.
He's not a good
I
coach.
think he's a good coach.
I don't,
He's a good defensive coach. The team's good.
Their team is good, but I feel like he holds them back. John Gruden.
Denver. Vance Joseph's gone. I think he'll be fired. Not making the playoffs. Gruden, see you for 9 more years. Jason Garrett, going to the NFC. Dallas will make the playoffs. Jason Garrett's safe.
Philly's safe.
Won't make the
Washington. I don't know.
Jay
Washington showed me this week that they are not dedicated to winning. In what they go with Mark's, the reason that they started Mark Sanchez was because he knew the scheme.
Just sign Colin Kaepernick.
Really?
Just sign Colin
Really?
Kaepernick.
He knew the scheme. You see the performance he put out there?
I don't know what made them think he'd be good anyways. I don't care if he knows the scheme. He's known every scheme that he's ever played and he sucks.
Giants won't fire Sharma.
They actually had a really good second half of the season too.
Yeah.
Nagy will get an extension.
Are they on a 4-game winning streak?
Chicago?
No, the Giants.
Oh.
Oh no, they've won 4 or 5.
Minnesota, Zimmer's safe. Playoffs, I don't know.
Green Bay, Philbin. I really hope not.
If they start to win and they extend Philbin, Matt will cry.
They'll keep Patricia, the Lions.
They shouldn't.
New Orleans is safe. Carolina might fire Ron Rivera.
If they don't make the playoffs, I think Ron Rivera might be gone.
Tampa Bay, they should.
They should fire Cotter. I don't know if they will.
Atlanta, he'll get a pass because of how injured their team's been.
Dan Quinn. I don't think they can fire him anyways. The Rams, obviously. Yeah, I think they might. You think they'll fire Sean McVay?
Yeah. No. No. Seattle's safe. Arizona.
Gone. Who is it? Steve Wilkins. He's gone.
Steve Wilkson. Kyle Shanahan should not be fired.
He shouldn't be fired. Jimmy Garoppolo got hurt.
If he does, please come to Green Bay.
Oh, that'd be awesome for you. But focus on football. Our Week 14 recap. Tune in on Thursday or Friday, depending on how the week goes. Or tomorrow. We'll see what happens for our Week 15 preview.
You got it right.
We're getting towards the end of the season here, so
check us out on YouTube.
keep checking us out on YouTube. Some episodes on Canton Community Television. But I'm Ben Aronson here with
Matt Martin.
and we will see you tomorrow or the next day after.
We're gonna film another show. Don't worry.
that.